What is up, kinfolk? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all are doing well. Today, we're gonna be discussing canceling words and phrases. We're going 1984 on this one. When it comes to censorship, I'm 100% in opposition to it. When you censor speech, people are not having the ability to express themselves 100%. Therefore, ideas and communication is lost. But yeah, let's get into it.
A graphic of words or phrases that now you can't say. You can't say that. I mentioned a few of them before, and I'm just curious.
Okay, let's actually read this. First world problem, powwow, tribe, master bedroom, tone deaf, brainstorm? I don't see why that would be one. Blindsided, blind spot, blind leading the blind, grandfathered in, mom and dad, peanut gallery, lame, ghetto, lowest on the totem pole, gip? I don't know what a gip is. Someone explain that. What is a gip? And spook. So, I mean, some of this stuff sounds crazy. Mom and dad, I think I get because some people might find it discriminatory to people who can't be mom and dads. I know pregnant woman is like another term that people are trying to do away with because birthing persons now. You could be a birthing person. That way you're more inclusive. Master bedroom's kind of funny. I ain't gonna hold you. Some of the ones that have to do with, I guess, like Native Americans. I know you can't say Indian, but anything that has to do with Native Americans, I get. I get the whole insensitive thing and wanting to be inclusive, but I feel like we've gone a little bit too far. Just some of the stuff on this list is absolutely insane.
Some of these maybe are obvious, but if you know why some of these are on the list now.
Mom and dad, I see why that would be up there.
So why would mom and dad be up there?
I have a daughter with another woman, and when it's being taught in school that, that's just the norm, that it's just mom and dad, it kind of offends us because we are lesbians. You know what I mean? We come from the community, and it makes us feel like we're not important enough to be called mom or parents.
But I don't think that's offensive. When you are exceptions to the rule, you can't be upset when people don't take you into account. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, language it's been mom and dad for centuries, right? In order for us to even get here and to exist on this planet, we had to have at least a female and a male lay down together, and even that is, how is that controversial? But it is controversial. When you are a part of a small community of people, I'm not saying we overlook you, but I mean, to change the whole language because you're offended, I think is kind of crazy.
So should I stop saying that?
No, not you.
Because you're mom and mom?
No, not you per se. I'm just saying as far as it's being taught.
Anybody. If that was our experience, yours is mom and mom, I'm happy to say mom and mom, but why would mom and dad be on the don't say list?
And she kind of said it like it's a norm. Lesbian couples exist, gay couples exist 100%, but they are not the norm. They're an exception. Compared to the numbers, if we were to look at the statistics of it, compared to the numbers, there are more mom and dads than there are lesbian couples or even gay male couples. Even gay male couples who are parents, even that's a small subset. So should we overlook the norm and what the majority of people subscribe to over centuries because of exceptions? I don't think that's right. Granted, when you do come across exceptions, I think you should be absolutely respectful. But that being said, I don't think we should do away with language because of exceptions. If that makes sense.
Why not add mom and mom?
I get your point on that.
Dad, but why is mom and dad offensive to your sensibilities?
I mean, to be honest, because it's being taught to my daughter and she doesn't have a father figure. She sees two mothers. And so every time she reads something that says dad in there, you can see a little bit in her eyes. It's like, well, what's going on over there? Why don't I have a dad? So it's a sensibility issue on the child's part as well.
But I feel like as a mother, you should have that conversation with her too. Because once again, granted you guys are a lesbian couple, what about how I came into existence? Because biologically, you would have to have a male person involved in order for me to have even life. So what is the circumstances of my birth? Were you with a man? Was I artificially inseminated into you or my other mom? That I think should be a conversation that you should have with your daughter about that. Not once again having to do away with language because she feels a certain type of way.
So I'm looking out for my daughter.
Cool.
In that
Yeah.
sense.
Well, isn't that a conversation that you should be having with your daughter anyway?
Oh,
so
we
that
have.
she doesn't take offense to terms
We
like this?
definitely have had that conversation, but in the same sense, there is an accountability for the school as well. I feel like when they're putting that inside of our homework and stuff like that, it's making the kid feel a certain type of way.
Help me out here.
It is the heterosexism of it all. Mom and dad are not canceled phrases. I can assure you, in schools all across the United States, school leaders are sending memos and teachers are sending memos home with their children about mom and dad. I think what we're missing here is the opportunity to be decidedly and deliberately inclusive of all parents.
I agree. I would say that of all these words on the list, the only thing that I've heard be talked about in my entire life being canceled, and it's not canceled, is the word tribe. It's about the rhetoric changing.
I don't think it's the job of the educational system to have those conversations, and they are probably some of the worst people I would have to want to have those conversations. No one's going to be more invested in telling your child the truth and telling your child your truth than yourself. I would not put a teacher who only has to deal with my kid for a year along with another 30 plus students. And already we can look at the educational system right now. Our kids are doing terrible when it comes to reading, math. We are falling behind in the world in terms of our education system. This is not a conversation that personally I want to be had in the classroom. I think that is something that you should have at home 100%. And who better to have that conversation than you? I do not trust a teacher who does not have any pull. I don't want to say teachers don't have pull, but let's face it. Once your year is up with my student, your year is up with my student. I'm stuck with my child for the duration of their life, whether they are 18, 50, they're my kid. I'm going to have to look them in the eye day to day till the day that they die or the day that I die. God forbid they die before me first. But my investment with my kid is long term. I do not and would not have expect a teacher to have the same level of care for my kid as I do. And any teacher who would come up and say that they do, I have a problem with you, period. You do not have the same level of care that I have for my kid. You do not know what's right for my kid. You've only had the experience of being with them for a couple months, maybe even a year. I've had the experience of raising this child from a baby to being however old they are. Don't come at me and tell me how I should treat my son or daughter.
We're not failing our kids these days at all. We're just changing. We're progressing, and we're allowing us to become more inclusive of a new generation of people. I'm glad that your parents were married for 50 years, but something is now changing, and we have to account for that.
Well, my thought is, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your race, why would you take offense to any of these terms or words?
I'll give you one.
You know what spook is?
Master bedroom. Here's a historical lesson. Master bedroom is the bedroom where master slept,
I understand.
where he raped enslaved Black women,
I understand.
where Black women who were enslaved were his servants.
Talk about it.
As we come to understand the historical origins of the word, I think we can agree that was an awful place. We probably shouldn't call it that. Can we call it something else, like the primary bedroom or the main bedroom in a house? But we don't want to call it the place where master raped my great-great-great-grandmother.
I understand, but what my point I'm trying to make is that being offended by what somebody says or by a certain term is a choice that you make. You have a choice to not be offended. You have a choice to not let that affect you.
But you also have the choice to not use the word.
People are free to say whatever they want to say within reason, but
Absolutely.
you're free to respond and react to that however you choose. And I think being offended by something is a choice that you make. You can choose to simply ignore the reference that it has and to not let it affect you and to not let it make you angry and to not let it make you sad and to not.
That's true and easy. I mean, we had to deal with it most of our lives, and our grandparents getting called the N-word all the time. We had to finally be able to choose not to let it affect us, but it's hard.
As soon as they said master bedroom and they went into it, I'm like, oh God. Because the master bedroom for me, and the reason I always thought it was the master bedroom too, granted, like the historical reference, I get it, but when I think of a master bedroom, it's the biggest room in the house. I think the importance of language is we have to be able to speak freely. Understanding the historical relevance of something is very important, absolutely. But simultaneously, we have to realize that a lot of people don't use that rhetoric like it is used today. People do not use the term master bedroom as this is a place where you're going to go take your slave to go rape them. People don't think like that. That's not the connection that people have. We've canceled people, we've canceled words, we cancel phrases that have historical relevance, and because we consider it racist now, I'm all for it. Instead of getting rid of stuff, keep it, but have the conversation. If we just completely eliminate this stuff from history, eliminate figures, eliminate words, people who don't remember their history are doomed to repeat it. So I'm all for it, even when it comes to racist figures that we see. Put it in a museum. Let me know what you guys think. Should we cancel phrases? Is censorship a good thing? Do we want to, for the sake of inclusivity, should we censor some of the things that we say, some of the things that we do, just so that way we can progress in society? Or are you like me, that we should not cancel words and phrases because we're doomed to repeat either a history that was really bad, or that, you know, we can't walk around protecting snowflakes, and even snowflakes have to have the conversation too. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe for the next one. As always, kinfolk, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.